Merch Minds Podcast, episode number 107. We have a special guest today, Latino Heat himself, RJ, in the house. And I know, and usual, the Asian invasion, Young.
Hey, look, when I first came on the show, I thought it was going to be Jose Martinez and Ruben Lopez. Now I'm stuck with you two.
All the tables have turned.
What the hell happened?
So RJ is a special guest. He's going to talk about Young's favorite topic, which is throttling. So this should be exciting.
Not really my favorite topic, but yeah, no, we'll talk about it because something's happened. RJ's going to hang out for the whole show. But as always, my voice is really raspy and Glenn, and I think yours is really shot too.
Couldn't even do the intro right.
So basically, what's going on with me and Glenn? We were making out. Okay? whatever the hell Glenn has, he gave it to me. I'm just joking.
San Jose trip.
Honestly, like it's like I know when I'm coming down with a cold. It's like I was telling you before the show, and it doesn't feel like it's a cold, but my voice is really raspy, and I think a lot of it has to do with the air quality here because of the fires. I don't know. I'm not trying to use that as an excuse, but man, like last night, I kept waking up like every 30, 40 minutes because I was coughing. But what's going on with you, Glenn?
Me and the wife were good, and then we both started coming down with something at the same time. I think I just have like an ear infection thing. I get it like every year. So I don't know what's going on, but I think that's pretty much what it is.
But RJ looks healthy.
Yeah. No, actually, I was actually at an Airbnb in Santa Monica about 2 days ago, and I slept with the fan on, and my throat probably like around 2:00 in the morning. I was like, I woke up because I was coughing. I almost died. Couldn't breathe.
It's all of it, man.
Yeah. Something's
in the air, dude. Something's in the air. But you know what? As always, we sacrifice our health and body for you guys. The show must go on. That's just how we do. Okay, we dedicate our lives, our passion for you guys. But RJ, hey, thanks for being on the show, man. It's I mess with you, man, but you're my boy.
Yeah.
Hey, it was Black Friday this past weekend, and I'm not talking anything merch related. Did you guys go out and get anything for yourselves? Anything?
No.
No, Glenn?
Me and the family, we went. I got some stuff at
You did go.
I did go,
okay.
But I didn't really come up with a bunch of stuff.
No?
No.
I got some new socks.
Friday?
See what happens for getting old? Socks.
No, but I looked on Amazon for Cyber Monday. Looked for socks and I couldn't find any. I was like, you know what? I'll just go to Marshalls. Well, actually, someone else got them from Marshalls, and I just PayPal them the money.
You couldn't find socks on Amazon.
No, they had no specials. I had a hole in my socks, and then people were laughing at me. You do all this and do all that, but you can't buy no socks.
Oh, that's funny. No, I didn't go out either, man. But it sounds like, because I know Glenn. I know last week we talked. You were like, I don't know if I'm gonna go out on Black Friday, but you obviously went. But you didn't buy anything, huh?
I bought a couple of pairs of shoes to resell, but
cool.
That was pretty much it. Mostly hanging out with the family. We usually kind of go hang out and see, but nothing really that I was like on the radar for this year. So,
and your guys' Thanksgiving was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They always watch Cowboys and stuff. We're like near. Yeah. I mean, we're in Texas. It's like Cowboys game is always like top priority. I'm like, pretty boring.
My cousin came down from Texas, and we all got together. We didn't have turkey. We had prime rib, and fried chicken. And my cousin came down, and she's all about Dallas Cowboys, and she's having a good time. She's all happy, and she's real cool. She's very energetic and kind of very, very outgoing. And talking about going to the Santa Monica Pier. I think it was Friday or no Wednesday. No, Friday. And I was like, you're tripping. It's going to be crazy busy. So they ended up going, and my grandpa and her ended up going, and she had a really good time. And my grandpa was like, it was sad when I dropped her off at the Amtrak thing. She kind of made me cry, give me a little tear in my eye. I hate saying goodbyes.
Oh no, dude. You know what? Hey, as much as we joke and stuff, no, man. Hey, I'm being serious. I'm a very emotional guy myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I talk about my mom a lot on the show.
Yeah.
I admit it. I'm a mama's boy, man. Every time I have to leave my mom, dude, I feel like crying. Seriously.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But how is Pops doing, man? He's a good guy.
Good. He's doing good, and he's I think he's like I don't know, he gets it going because like every Friday in the morning, man, like they always go out to karaoke at the bar. You know that.
Yeah,
And
man. We had a blast with it that one night.
Practicing. He practices in the morning. I'm just like, Pops, like you should get some type of commission or something off of this, man. You bring like about 20, 30 people to the karaoke bar every single time.
That's funny.
Well, they give you free drinks here and there. That's all that matters. It's okay. I was like, all right.
Oh, man, he's a good guy. Please tell him I said hello.
Yeah, well.
Let's see. I talk about this. It seems like almost every week now. And I think both of you guys know. Well, yeah, no, you guys do know. You guys know that I hired that local kid.
Yes.
The illustrator. We had an issue this past week, and I swear, man, after going through this, I feel like just not even offering his service to the public anymore, and just
please don't.
And just using myself. And I'll tell you why. Look, so a guy had hired him, right? And the kid, and I know why he did it. Okay, and so let me kind of give you guys the background on this whole story. So a person that hired the kid delivered, and it wasn't what the guy wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the guy was really upset, in his email, and I could understand, right? I could understand why he was upset, and when I went back and looked at it to see what the kid did, yeah, he clearly didn't follow the instructions, right?
Okay, so this one was on him.
So this was on him, but the guy's telling me, oh, he needs to revise this within 24 hours, and he was just very demanding. The problem was, it was Thanksgiving. Right? If it was any other day, I would have emailed the kid. I would have called him or whatnot and said, hey, the guy's not happy. But it was Thanksgiving. He was with his family, right?
Yeah.
Even the guy goes, sounds like you haven't even contacted him. You need to revise this within 24 hours. And I'm like, dude, your attitude sucks right now, man. It's Thanksgiving. He's with his family. Yeah, you're right. I didn't contact him because I don't want to bother him. Right? And he was just very demanding, and his attitude really sucked. And I was just like, you know what, man? If this is the way you're gonna be, man, I'd rather just give you your money back. And he goes, no, he needs to fix this, and And long story short, late Thanksgiving evening, right? It was like 9 or 10. I wouldn't think the kid would check his email, so I sent him an email late Thanksgiving evening and said, hey, this is what's going on. The guy's complaining. Dude, by Friday morning, he fixed everything, redelivered. Everything was on point. He was very apologetic, and I know why he did it, right? Because like whenever he does anything for me, I kind of give him the freedom to do whatever he wants. Like I'll say, hey, do this and do that, and I want this. I tell him exactly what I want, but sometimes he'll do, he'll add his own thing to it. And he has to, and the kid has to understand. But not everyone wants. They just want what they want. Like, don't add your own stuff to it, right?
Yeah.
So I told him that. He was really apologetic, but my thing is this: like, if it was any other day, I wouldn't have had any problem contacting the kid. But the fact that it was Thanksgiving and he was demanding a revision within 24 hours, and I told him, look, that's not going to happen. He's with his family. I'm not going to bother him today. And I'm not trying to make this guy seem like he's a bad guy. Again, the kid was in the wrong, but the moral of my story is, look, if you're going to be an ass about it, I don't want to work with you. And I know he listens to the podcast, and I'm not, trying to call him out or make it sound like he's a bad guy. But, in the future, people make mistakes. And if that's the attitude you're going to have, just don't even contact me anymore.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I go through like with Etsy customers like that when they have that, like they're literally like, you can tell like by the very beginning, the first message is like, you can just tell it's very negative. And it's like some of it's like very big orders, like $100, $160, $200 orders. And I'm just like at the point, like, I don't even care. Like, I'll cancel this order. You can have your money back. Yeah.
Just have your money back.
Yeah. I don't have no time for that. Cause it's like, you're just kind of like, if you don't know how to take that in, you kind of messes up your whole day sometimes. So, but you got to learn to deal with that. Once you learn to deal with that, it will mess up your whole day if you let it bother you. But if you learn how to deal with that, then it's like, okay, well, here's your money back. I don't have to deal with you. See you later.
Exactly.
Next.
Absolutely. So. Let's see. I have a friend, a really close friend. He reached out to me. It sounds like he's gonna get into the whole print on demand business. And the reason I'm kind of giggling is I've tried to teach him other stuff in the past, like FBA and eBay, and the guy always ruined it. So I don't think I'm not taking it very seriously right now, because in the past he's always been all talk, no action. So we'll see how he does. I'll keep you guys up to date on his journey. RJ,
yeah,
I know we talked about this last week, you and I briefly, and Glenn, I know you and I talked about this on the show. Are you doing the eBay Printful integration at all?
No, I haven't.
Okay, are you gonna mess with it?
No, probably not. No, I probably won't.
How come?
I don't know. Well, right now I'm focusing on what I have I see that's working, and then I think I'm just gonna do. Pretty sure I'm just gonna do more Shopify next year. Just gonna focus on the things that are working for me right now, and that I know that are working for me, and just want to scale those up. And then maybe in the future, yeah, for sure. But I know there's potential in eBay, and I know there's potential in Walmart. Because it goes, number one is Amazon, number two, eBay.
Wait a minute, you just mentioned Walmart. Are they offering some kind of a print-on-demand service?
No, it's just more. It's more manual work when it comes to that. But I know number three is Walmart when it comes to online sales. The last I checked, but it's just something to think about. But for sure, the eBay sales of course, they're there. Glenn does it all the time. And he's, you know what I mean? Like, selling like a lot of shoes, right?
Yeah, mostly like sneakers, stuff like that.
But if a shoes are selling, why not? Shirts should be selling too. You know what I mean?
The only problem that I have is, and Glenn and I were talking about this last week. Like, if you go on eBay and you look at some of these shirts that are being sold, they're being sold for like $15.99, right? Printful, my price alone is like $10 for these billowing canvas T-shirts.
Yeah, that's something that you have to keep in mind. My buddy, he has actually he does his own screen printing. Like, he gets shirts for like $3 and printing everything for himself. But you got to go into, honestly, you just have to go onto a different print provider, because Printful, they're making money off of you, like a lot. So something to kind of think about. But I wouldn't use Printful, that's for sure.
So RJ, you said you're doing things that are working for you. Is Merch by Amazon working for you?
Yeah, it's working for me. Of course, if you guys want to kind of get into that, that's working for me. Etsy's working for me. What was the other one working for me? There's another one working for me. I don't want to talk about that one on here, but more like, just providing content for the community more that way. That's the third one. Huh?
Spill the beans, damn it.
No, that's the third one. That's what it is. It's providing content for the community. And that's kind of like my third stream of income, just seeing other people get results and stuff like that, and just building off of that. It obviously works because it's got me this far so far. And I'm on the Merch Minds podcast, so, or whatever this is. Is it the YouTube or this podcast? But it's both, right? It's both. I'm sorry.
My voice is jacked.
Yeah, but Merch by Amazon, it's been working for me. It's been good. Of course, if I look at last year's sales, it's not the same.
Big difference. Are you gonna scale up merch then for next year or no?
Hold on a second.
Hold on. What happened?
Are you saying last year was better?
Yeah, last year was definitely better.
Okay. What do you think, Glenn?
Oh, if he was gonna scale up merch for next year, or you're gonna scale up the other two projects that you're doing more than merch?
I still upload to Merch by Amazon, but I'm gonna be honest with everybody. Like, I hate uploading. It's horrible. I hate uploading. I don't even upload to my Etsy store. You know what I mean? But I just, my research, like my ideas are there for sure. But merch by Amazon. Like I do upload. I uploaded about 8 designs yesterday. They're high quality designs, and I really don't. I don't know, but I see it. It's still there. It's still there, and I've been running ads, AMS ads, or was it Amazon advertising now? And that's been working for me too as well. I came out with a video today on that, and it's been working for me, and it's been raking my shorts organically better. Like, yeah. So I think that's a big help too. Amazon advertising, but for the most part, like I think there's like 4,000 or 3,000 of my listings that are still they're messed up from last year from that freeze. You know what I mean? That freeze last year. Like I have 4,000, 3,000 shirts that were like, honestly, I think they were just making sales like once every other day or once a week or twice a week. But keep in mind, like 3,400 listings.
And we'll get into that here shortly, because today's topic is whether Amazon is throttling us this year or not. And and I kind of talked about this last week, and RJ and I had talked behind the scenes about this as well, and I thought he would be a good person to invite on the show, and we can kind of all talk about it as a group. But before we get into the main topic, how was your Black Friday this year? Both of you guys.
I think you did better on Cyber Monday than Black Friday. Let me check. Let me see. Black Friday merch numbers. I think it looks like about 30 or so.
Okay. How was yours?
So I looked at a picture It popped up in my my moments from last year or whatever, like on my Snapchat feed, and I was at 100 last year. I probably finished a little over 100, but this year I finished Black Friday 78 sales in total. Yeah. But then Cyber Monday, I know last year I finished like around 170, 177.
Wow.
And then this year, Cyber Monday is 114.
Wow. Big difference, right?
Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I said, like,
right.
I still think like from the throttle from last year, like 3,000 or 4,000 of my listings there's competition. There's more competition, of course, but like some of my shirts have like reviews and they're still not making sales like they were last year.
Right.
But you know what I mean? You can still, it might be because there's more competition. You really don't know, but I feel that, I don't know.
I think it's more of the back end stuff that, Young has been talking about too. I mean, for me, Cyber Monday, I think, for Cyber Monday, I sold 76.
Nice.
78. So, I mean, it's better, but it just, I actually don't even know compared to last year. I should probably bring that up. But I do think that
I
has
can't
something else to do than competition wise.
I can't compare to last year's because I don't keep track of that. But I will tell you guys on Black Friday, I think I did like 30 sales. Cyber Monday is now officially Cyber Dumb Day because it hasn't done anything for me. I think I did like 29. So this is a great segue to get into the main topic of whether Amazon is throttling or not, right? And look, last week I came out and said, look, 1,000%, I'm convinced that Amazon is throttling everyone across the board. And I tell you why. RJ, do you remember the conversation that we had on the 15th of November? It was a Thursday.
No.
We talked on the phone, and I was like, dude, how are your sales? And you were like, this was before Black Friday. This was like a week before. And you were like, dude, my sales went through the roof. Right? And then I was like, my sales went through the roof. Do you remember that day?
Yeah. I remember that day now. It was just like a random day, and all of a sudden, like
a random freaking day.
Yeah.
Not even Black Friday. My sales went sky high. I'm talking to RJ on the phone. His sales went sky high. Glenn, I know you and I talked last week on the show, and you said you saw some sales. You saw like just a slight spike in sales that day.
Yeah, I did, but then I sent you some comments from our video on that podcast episode, and someone, where was it, where they were saying that it was like it was pretty ridiculous. I think there was at least like 2 or 3 comments that they like really agreed that their numbers went up a lot. Let me see. It looks in here. My sales increased on that Thursday. Also, something was up for sure. There was another one that sales, I think he was up by like 25 or 27 compared to usual on that random day. So
yeah. So something happened on the 15th because when RJ and I spoke that afternoon, I was like, "Yo, man, what's your numbers like?" RJ was saying that his numbers went sky high. My numbers went through the roof, right? You don't go from averaging like 10, 12 a day to freaking 50 and then drop down, right? It doesn't happen like that in e-commerce. Maybe on Black Friday. So after talking to RJ, talking to you, Glenn, and seeing some of these other comments, and then having other people reach out to me, I'm convinced Amazon opened up the floodgates to test something out, right? They got bombed with all kinds of crazy sales, and they were like, close it up again, right? Because they couldn't handle the capacity. So I'm 1,000% convinced, even though Amazon came out and said we are not throttling, I'm 1,000% convinced that they're throttling everyone across the board and telling us that they're not throttling anyone. And you might be wondering, well, why would they do that? It's because they can't handle the capacity and they don't want to be flooded in the forums about, oh, how come we're not getting any sales? And they don't want you guys emailing them every day talking about how come we're not getting any sales. Let me get you guys' thoughts on that.
I mean, we kind of knew it was gonna. When we first read the new news that was on there, we're like, this is a kind of like a general statement, like we're working on it, but nothing is promised. Nothing's for sure that it's not going to happen. That's the way we read it. That's the way we understood it. And then once that random day came out, it did make sense that they're probably messing with stuff because it did seem really, really random. And then now, I watched RJ's video on the ASIN thing, which is totally what we're going to be talking about. But I really didn't know all the details from it. That's why I think it's good to have RJ here on this show. But also, Greg. I mean, Greg, great guy. He had also posted something on one of the groups talking about
Greg Johnson.
Yes, Greg Johnson, about the ASIN part, and he got a response from them about reviewing his listing, and it was in the process of being migrated to the new ASIN format. So he did get from them that this was what's going on. So kind of interesting coming up for the next month for December and what's going to happen.
So RJ, why don't you let the listeners know what happened yesterday with the ASINs?
Yeah, it's I was trying to actually figure that out in the morning because I woke up like around 6 o'clock. I come and check my computer. Got a couple of messages from Matt, and he was just telling me a few things. I had I looked at a few of my top selling shirts, and the BSR was gone, and I was like, what the heck? Oh no! I was like, not again. I checked the dashboard. There's no freeze, no nothing. So what they did was, like they said, they migrated to the new ASIN, the new ASIN format, I guess, or whatever. But it completely wiped out my one of my top selling shirts that sold 8 or 10 days the previous day, and I was like, cool. Cyber Monday is going to kill it. It's going to at least do 20, 25. You know what I mean? That's $19.99, has 11 reviews. I was like, yeah, it's going to kill it. But it was completely gone. It was wiped out the search. It was ranked. I'm pretty sure it's highly it's in a big niche and or niche, and it wasn't ranking like it used to, and like it was. And then it came back a little bit later on. Like my BSR came back a little bit later on, but the organic rank wasn't there. So if that makes sense to the listeners, what it was is kind of just reset it all over again. You have a new fresh listing, no BSR, but then it kind of they put it back in. By that time, all the copycats were ranking better than me for my design. I was like, these bastards, man, that's messed up. I was like, what about the copycats? Look at all them. And then Anaz is like, dude, I'm reporting all the copycats right now for my top selling design. I was like, dude, that don't even matter because the copycats are making more sales than me, and I'm the one that made the design, had the best design and had the most reviews and stuff. It was completely gone, but they kind of just organically ranked better than me now because of my BSR was wiped out.
Yeah, and so here's now. Do you know how temporary is this going to be?
Well, it looks like it. Well, it's ranked. back already. It's back. It's made a sell. It made
Okay,
a sell.
so it seemed like it was very short term.
Yeah.
But the question that arises now is, why did they decide to do it on Cyber Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the days out of the year, right? You had to do it on Cyber Monday where you're going to make the most money. Again, it just adds questions like, why would you do it on Cyber Monday? Again, my theory is because they're throttling everyone and they can't handle the capacity. So they decide to do it. Because look, they could have done this on Sunday. They could have done it on Saturday, right? But they decide to do it on Cyber Monday. And you have to ask yourself why,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So look.
There's really no other reason for
There
like why.
really isn't, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really very big into that whole conspiracy theory stuff. But after what RJ and I went through a couple of weeks ago on that Thursday, and then the whole ASIN issue, um, unless someone can prove me wrong, I'm 1000% convinced that Amazon is throttling everyone. And that whole ASIN issue that happened yesterday, it wasn't just like third party sellers. It happened to Marvel, it happened to Shane Dawson, and all the other big time partners apparently.
Yeah.
Um,
That's crazy too, because a lot of people think that we know, we know everything that's going on, and we're not telling nobody. It's like we don't know, like they're not telling us.
you know how many times Eric Rosner sends me texts? I know you know something. Just give me something. I know you know something. He'll send me like 50 freaking text messages every damn day asking me to tell him something. I'm like, I don't know anything.
Yeah, like we're honestly, we're just working on our own businesses. Like that's what we're doing. And you think that we know, like we really don't. Like you act like we're paying attention to that. We're honestly just trying to. I think we're just more about researching and stuff like that, and doing our own hustle. Like we all have our own side hustles and stuff like that, and that's what we're focusing on. And like everybody thinks that we know what's going on. We don't know what's going on.
We don't know jack. I mean, we might know certain things here and there based on just an educated guess. Like I'm kind of guessing that everyone's being throttled.
Yeah.
Again, if unless you guys can prove that I'm wrong, that's what I'm going to believe. I think where everyone is being throttled, just so they can kind of keep all the chaos down from the last couple of Q4s.
Yeah, and I think there's actually some accounts too that are not. They're like, they're open. Like I see a few people, like their designs are okay, but they're not like. How would I say this? Like their design, like they're still killing it with their merch account. Like they're still doing the same numbers that they're doing last year, and it seems like there's only like some accounts. I think from what I see, because there's a few people that are have a little private chat going on, and they're just killing it. They're crushing it. I'm like, dude, let me see your design. Like it's not any better, or like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's nothing special. And I'm just like, how's your account doing that? And there's some people that are still killing it because they still had access to their AMS account. And
I remember that.
That's bullshit.
A very few had access to their AMS accounts when most of us didn't. Did you know that, Glenn?
I didn't know that.
Crushing it. Like they're telling me, like, dude, I spent like $3,000 for Thanksgiving, and it brought me over 20K in profit. I'm just like, you bastard, dude. You know what I mean? Because you think about it. They're getting sales on their AMS account or Amazon advertising, and they're ranking organically better than most of us because they're leveraging their Amazon advertising. So if you guys ain't using that, use it.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes to their message on the actual board, which was on the 23rd, which we didn't read it, but they say drive more sales this season with Amazon advertising. Sponsored products will help content creators reach more customers and get additional orders quickly. Ads take 5 minutes to create. Blah blah blah. In fact, it takes just $10 a day to help get more sales.
I think that's it. I think that's a bit high. Yeah. I do $5 a day.
Mm-hmm.
RJ?
I test. Like I don't mind. I'll spend $20-$30 a day. Give me $200 in royalties back. I'm happy. But the thing is, that's the big thing. Like that bid, they put that default bid at 75 cents, and they're like, and I have a couple people message me like, how come my ad spend is like out of budget already? I'm like, dude, you got to go back and edit it.
High. Yeah,
and put it down 10 cents, 15 cents.
Yeah, see, and some people think it's a money grab by Amazon. And maybe it is. I don't know. Again, we don't know everything, but apparently it works for some people, right? I mean, RJ just talked about the guy, or the gal. We don't know. I mean, we do know, but we're not going to say. They had access to AMS. They leveraged the hell out of it, right? So it does work. At the same time, and some of you guys could be saying that it's just a money grab, but what are the coincidences of them coming out with that dashboard message, right? When all this BS is happening again, this is some X-Files conspiracy theory stuff, right? What are the coincidences that message comes out during the whole ASIN incident?
It's a good show.
I don't know, man. See, I'm just like, prove me I'm wrong.
On that Greg Johnson post, Page had a good comment. It's like Q4 is a great time to tinker with ASINs, right? Amazon. That's pretty hilarious. And Greg, and then Greg's I guess email that he got from them was just like that, his what does it say? Upon reviewing your listing, was in the process of being migrated into the new ASIN format. This migration has now been completed, and there are rankings on your design's detail page. For more information, please review our frequently asked questions on this migration.
I don't know.
FAQ.
I know there's a few people that are running. They ran what was it, Amazon advertising, and they spent a lot of money for I think it was for Cyber Monday, and they had like top selling shirts, and their shirts actually migrated to the new ASIN, and that completely they went upside down because they spent so much on Amazon advertising, and lost their it was a top seller. He had like 10 top sellers, and now it's completely gone. Now all that money that he put into those listings, it's gone. It's basically just wasted his money
because of the new ASINs, right?
Yeah, because of the new ASINs, if that makes sense. So even let's think about it this way, guys. If you have a top selling shirt that's doing 30 or 40 a day, you put in $200 just on one listing, and it's making you about 300 or 400 a day. Now it's the organic ranking just kind of just went all the way back to the back page. Now he has to spend all that money again just to get it back up there. Even if he gets it back up there, you know what I mean? There's still a possible chance that it won't go back up, like some of my listings.
That sucks. Well, so then let me ask both of you: Is Amazon? I mean, I'll give you guys my answer here after I hear your guys' answer. Is Amazon the solution to make a significant amount of money? And significant can be your own definition, right? You guys know that my goal is to do 10K outside of my day job. But is Amazon merch the solution?
Oh, we want our answer first, or you're going to give us your answer?
I said I'll give you my answer after I hear both your guys' answer.
RJ, what do you think?
I don't know, man. It's like a bad relationship almost. It's right? They'll break your heart every single time, around Christmas time.
Come back and make up with you.
Yeah, and then come back during the middle of the year, and then every single Christmas time will break your heart again. So that, you know what I mean? That's what it feels like. And I honestly, I don't think it's at first, I was all about it. And you know how it was when we're all at the merch conference, and we're all in that, we all went to the little bar area at the beginning. Everybody was talking about it just flatlined, and they weren't even happy. Almost they weren't even happy to be there.
Yeah, no. So here's the thing. So RJ, you weren't there last year, and Glenn and I talked about this, right? So last year when we went, everyone was all excited. They're like, Amazon merch is the next big thing. Everyone was super excited, and you nailed it on the head. This year it was everyone's like, oh yeah, Amazon merch, whoopee yay, whatever, right? And so that was the same vibe that we got. Glenn, what do you think? Is Amazon merch the solution?
I mean, if you're looking on making big money, jumping into it now, I would say no. I mean, you're going to do probably twice as much work as you, I guess, could have, let's say, 2.5 years ago. There's people that have been killing it because they've been killing it for a long time. I mean, for me, it's been pretty steady income. Whether I had shirts or not, I mean, it's still making like 2,000 this month, probably like 3 range or something. I mean, which is good. I mean, for how much time and effort I haven't really been putting into it lately. But compared to how it was in the past, I would say no. And I think at one point though, when you were talking about it, Young, that it could be one, to get 10,000 a month. I think it was definitely there. That's when, I mean, RJ's numbers were like, I could see this guy growing quick. You saw it with all the, help he had as far as who he was hiring. Your numbers with very low designs, as far as like designs being uploaded. The numbers are great. Like, I think there was a point where be like, man, this is definitely going in the right direction, and I could see it happen. And then I think it just hit that like super freeze that everybody still, when they email me or DM, it always goes back to that. Like, everyone that I've talked to they pretty much told me it hasn't been the same since. I haven't seen nearly the numbers that I did before that, and it just seems like that freeze not shut it down, but pretty much took at least like half the sales, and some people even more. So now I would think that you can still jump in, you can still make money, it's still there. You're gonna do way more work, and I would look to see what else can work for you, like what RJ was saying. See what's working for him. He's gonna build that up.
Yeah. Also too, so let's say with your royalties for the month, Glenn, you are those like old shirts from like a long time ago that are like your top sellers, or what is that like? Where is that coming from? Are these like new listings from this year, or is it from like last year?
The last thing I did was like pop sockets. I did probably about like a month ago. I uploaded like 200 of them.
Damn.
None of that stuff I think none of those have really sold. So a lot of these that sold are actually older ones.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
So my answer to that would be, about a year and a half ago, maybe even a year ago, I thought Amazon merch was the solution where I can leverage it, I can make good money, and then leave my day job. That's no longer the case. And it's kind of like with RJ and what Glenn, they both said. It's like a bad relationship. It just keeps, like you see the potential in it, but then Amazon always, they do something that just ruins everything, and then it comes back and everyone's frustrated, right?
Yeah.
And that's no longer the case. Can you still make good money? Yes. But I'm at that point where, and the listeners know this by now, I've been talking about trying to make 10K on merch for the past 2 years now. That's no longer the case. I know for a fact that's not going to happen unless Amazon makes some drastic changes to how they run their platform, and how they managed to reward good content creators, right?
Yeah.
Not the bad players, but the good players, right? So I don't think Amazon merch is this. Yeah, I see potential in it. Again, you can make decent money, maybe a couple of grand a year. But if you think about it, right, out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that's doing the Amazon merch, I can think of maybe 3 people, and I'm sure there's more. They just haven't come out of the closet. But I can think of 3 people that's doing consistently 10,000 a month. Ken Real, Mike Wall, Philique, and maybe Amanda. I'm sorry, not Amanda, but Amy. I know she's on the 100,000 tier, but she never really talks about her royalties. So I don't know how she does in the royalties. But out of the thousands and thousands of people, that's only 4 people I can think of. So the chances of you guys making 10K, I'm sorry to bust your bubble or your dreams, but you know what? That was my bubble too. But I just busted it for you guys. That's no longer the case.
Yeah, it's all Glenn's fault because he made that $120,000 royalty video on YouTube.
And freaking article.
And then he put the article on the Time article.
Doesn't even give me a shout out, homie. Oh yeah, if that was you give me a shout out, right? You'd be like,
Yeah.
I have to say what's up to my boy Young out there in San Jose, California.
Glenn's like,
man. He's like, this is all about me.
I was like, a podcast.
He was gonna put the Hustler Hacks T-shirt on instead of the one T-shirt he wore. He was like, I'm gonna put my brand T-shirt on there. Okay.
Learn for all of us, but yeah, no, I think Amazon. I mean, I think if you really work hard enough, you can. But I no longer feel like this is the case, which leads us to talk about maybe Etsy and stuff. Right now, you're crushing it on Etsy, RJ. I know you've been scoring the hell out of that.
Yeah, I've been doing really well. Well, the last couple of days, look, I have to message them right now, but they won't let me run a sale on my store for the holidays. Like, it's weird. Like, I ran 2 sales and it's not going through on my store, so I got to figure that out. But yeah, it's been doing really well for me. Just another thing you guys think about too, just man, like literally when I went to go watch the Laker game the other day, it's like as soon as I checked in my Airbnb, like I had like a profit, like a sale, it was a $200 profit. Sale, like it was a sale, it was like a big order, like 12 shirts for a whole volleyball team, and it was like $200 profit. And then I was already up for the day already, and it just like that one sale, I was already up like probably like 150 for the day, but that one sale like increased everything, so I did like over $400 in profit, and having like some like I don't know, just a whole nother level. You guys got to think about. Like I checked in, I'm already $400 profit for the day on Etsy, having a good time, smiling, like you know what I mean. That's what it's supposed to be about. And I just kind of refresh my memory. I'm just like, dude, I'm having fun with this. Like that's what it's supposed to be.
And here's the thing: it's not. I know everyone. I swear to God, man, I pick on millennials a lot. Everyone has this crazy dream about passive income. Look, outside of merch, that's probably the next best thing. You have to answer a few emails here and there, and provide customer support. But man, Etsy is a great platform.
Yeah,
it really is. Glenn, you should really look into growing that. I know you're like, whatever, but you really should. No, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is just like the thing that's been working for me are just like I've told you this before, but just other sneaker platforms and apps and stuff that have been selling really, really good, even doing better than my eBay and merch numbers right now. So it's like things coming. I mean, that's what I like about what we're doing right now for like the last, since what 2012, 2014, like year after year. I mean, new things come out and like new things are working for you, and you have to make those adjustments. And once you find like those things that are working, you go all in, and that's pretty much what we did for merch. That's why I was able to like make that certain amount of money. Things had changed, but also other opportunities came up. So like I'm not, I guess hurt exactly that. Hey, merch isn't the same. It is what it is. I'm gonna roll with it. But I also know there's other platforms out there, like you guys are talking about with Etsy, that can make you really good money. If you want to get into that, learn it and build it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But yeah, no, I mean, there's always new things coming out, and I'm sure Amazon in the next year or two, they'll probably have some other crazy new program. What the hell was that? What is that? Is that your kitty cats, man? What is that? he didn't even. What is that, RJ?
I didn't know what it was.
Why you lying, man? Look,
I don't know. Someone just.
Who's that? Go get them on the camera.
Someone be allowed.
Go get them on the camera.
Now he's gone.
I don't even know who it was.
What the hell?
Now he froze.
Anyway, yeah, no, and I'm sure Amazon will probably have their own.
For a little bit,
RJ, we can't hear you anymore, man.
What?
RJ, we can't see you anymore. We can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Whatever came in totally shut his whole system.
Dude, there's a freaking alien, man. I'm telling you, freaking abducted his ass.
So let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about problem-wise, what about solution-wise? Let's say if you're not trying to go into any other platforms like Etsy or any other reselling thing out there, and you really want to grow merch, then what are your next steps?
If you're just convinced that merch is the answer, I would say be patient, because it's gotten, as we said, it's gotten much harder, and you need to focus on quality designs, right? Look, guys, you can go into a niche that has like 50 designs, right? and they all have like just your, your average designs. But if your design, if you go into that niche with a really really cool, good design, even though their design's been there for a year or so, you can easily take over that niche with a great design.
And do you think combination of AMS ads?
Yeah, don't you agree, RJ? I mean, I don't know if you heard the question, but the question was, well, if merch is the only thing you want to do, regardless of the fact that it's harder and Amazon has so much control, if you're still convinced that Amazon is the answer, like what would you do? And what I said was, well, if you still want to just do Amazon, I'll say just focus on good design. And I gave an example of maybe, of getting into a niche that just has, average designs. You can get in there a year later with a great design and just take over that whole niche. He's freezing up again. Look, man, he's over here playing around with his damn aliens.
I don't know what happened to him. So he's gonna come in and out of the show. But I mean, I agree, and like you said, it is gonna take some time.
Oh, there it goes.
Still there, but yeah, you have to put in a. It's not as easy. Well, even then, it wasn't easy from the very beginning. But it's just.
Well, no, I mean, it's gotten much harder though, right? And we talked about this on the Average Joe show, right? Like those $3-4 designs. That was 2 years ago. That's no longer the case. Like Amazon is now rewarding people with good designs. Collab is a good example, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to get invited to do collab unless you can prove that you're a great designer, right?
Well, I think it's a frustrating part is that because you don't know why exactly. Some people are going to say because it is competition. Some people are going to say it's because of the throttling. Like you don't really know necessarily what exactly that is on why it is and has changed so much. I mean, personally, I think it is, especially from the feedback that I get is from the freeze, because I have seen it been totally different since then.
Yeah. No, I would say, look, if you guys still believe that Amazon is the answer, just play by the rules, be patient, and put up quality stuff. Okay, those $2 Fiverr designs, that was 2 years ago, man. That's no longer the case. Okay, and if you still believe that's the answer, and you're over here bitching about why you're not making any sales, well then I don't know what else to tell you.
Here's a question: now, what about pop sockets? Have they been doing good for you, better, or about the same?
It's about the same. You know what's been selling are hoodies and sweatshirts.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Oh,
I have a pop socket.
gosh, it came back. Hey, what was
I
that?
have a. I don't know. Just start tripping out. I have pop sockets that are. I have one that's making like 1 to 2 a day. Sometimes 4. It does, but it sells every single day.
$14.99.
Yeah.
And
I actually have an AMS running to it too. It's kind of probably just breaking even, but I'm just like, honestly, I just want to kind of focus. I'm messing with this one. It sold 2 times here already today. I'm messing with this one. I kind of want to get a review with it and want to kind of bump up the price and see what happens after I get the review. So I'm testing this one out,
Okay.
Does that make sense? So I get that review first and then kind of just increase the price little by little. I think $16.99, $17.99. We'll see. I want to test the market first and see what go from there. But yeah, back to the designs. I think you do have a really good point right there. A lot of my designs, like, dude, like last year, when you guys see me scaling my merch account, like I'm still frustrated too because I still want to do 10K a month. So that's why I kind of mix it up a little bit. That was one of my goals. So that's why I haven't gave up on it yet, and I'm still trying to go for it. But then I do get frustrated a lot when I see stupid stuff like this happen with the freezing or with the wipe of the BSR. That pisses me off. But I think good quality designs that's like very important. Like all my fonts that I have like 40 or 50 new fonts that I have actually invested. Like got fonts from and new fonts and using them and they're making sales. It seems like my fonts are different. You know what I mean?
I want to know how much I spend in fonts.
How much?
You guys know, man. You guys know I'm really big on paying for fonts and all that, right? And
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to admit, man. Look, my font management skills are horrible, but I'll be the first one to be out there lining up and buying premium fonts. Okay, those cheap thefonts.com, they're good to a certain point, but they're otherwise they look cheap.
Oh man, I got 2 RJs.
Okay, you know what? This show's done, dude. This show's done.
I
We're
don't know
done.
what's going on now.
He's popping in and out. He's got some chick on the side. He don't want to show us who she is.
No, I think I don't know, my internet connection is messing up.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Man, I've been to your house. I know what the hell you're looking at, man. Who's
Yeah, yeah, right. No one in here.
Whatever.
What you should talk about the I took Young on he's the third wheel on the date. He tell you that?
No, I want to hear that.
Oh, check this out. Well, no, hold on.
He was. I felt bad. I was like, dude, I can't leave him here by myself. I was like, come on, you can be the third wheel on the date.
Hold on. If you want to tell the story, let's tell it from the beginning. Okay, so I go down there on a Thursday, right? He calls me at 2 in the afternoon. I'm already 3 hours into my trip. He goes, "Hey, where you at?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm at home." Mind you, I'm on the road visiting him, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Oh, well, I thought you were coming over tonight." I was like, "Nah, man." I said, "I told you tomorrow, but I'm already on the road." So he thinks I'm coming on Friday, but I'm already on the road. Anyway, fast forward to that evening. It's 9 p.m. I pull up to his house. I knock on the door, right? No one answers. And I'm like, "Oh, F this, man. Someone's here," because all the lights are on. The cars are out on the driveway. They're parked on the curb. I think the garage might even, been partially open. So I'm like, I know someone's home. So I kept knocking on the door. Finally, Pops comes out. He goes, "Hey, can I help you?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm young. I'm RJ's friend." He goes, "Oh yeah, he's in the shower right now. Come on in." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "I'm gonna surprise him." He goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, whatever." So RJ's in the shower. RJ, at maybe 10 minutes later, comes out of the shower, doesn't know I'm there, mind you. I told him I was going to come tomorrow. He's butt ass naked, right? And
Yeah, right.
I scare him, and he's like, oh. He goes, "Yo, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, right?" And I'm like, "Yo, man, I'm here. Let's hang out." He goes, "Well, I have a date." The date stood him up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. No, I didn't. She wanted to hang out with me.
She stood him up.
Me. She hit me up. She wanted to hang out with me, and then all of a sudden she canceled at the end. I was like, okay, whatever.
Stood him up.
He probably told her that Yang was there, so she's probably like, "Well, I'm gonna be hanging out with this dude I don't even know."
Like, "What time can I come over?"
You ruined his date.
So she stood him up. And then Friday night,
he skipped the whole part. Look at it. See how he is.
You skipped the whole part.
What else is there?
We went to the strip club.
Oh, that's right. RJ took me to the strip club, right? And check this out, though. Check this out. There was a guy on the side. I kid you not. He's getting just one guy. He got and RJ, correct me if I'm wrong. There's one guy. He's got like bottle service. Is he frozen? He's frozen. RJ, just don't even come back. But the guy got bottle service, and he's like throwing up wads of singles in the air on the stage, right? And I'll be honest with you, look, me and RJ, yeah, we were there, but we were in the back. We were talking business the whole time.
Oh, of course.
Right?
I'd expect nothing less.
But this guy, he's throwing up like wads of 20 on the stage, and he's done it like a few times, right? RJ's dumbass. He goes up there with just $1. Just $1 just goes up there and just puts it on the stage. I'm like, it doesn't surprise me.
Hopefully he got his money's worth.
It doesn't surprise me.
Oh man. All right, so I guess we're good to go. What was it? We went in a full hour?
Yeah.
Almost.
Just a little under an hour. I'm losing my voice, man. I can't talk anymore.
I'm actually gonna take probably a nap right now and try to rest. Gotta get back to 100%. Can't live like this.
Exactly. But guys, thanks so much for listening. RJ, if you're there, I don't want to hang out with you no more. No, but seriously, thanks for being here, man. We really appreciate it. Right. And check out the Average Joe show. That'll be out when? What, Friday?
Friday, yeah. Well, I think we release it Friday. Probably in the morning.
Friday. Otherwise, guys, I can't talk no more. We'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. See ya.